Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Today's question might sound familiar. Am I too set in my ways to find love at this point? Now let me say this. Habits, routines, and quirks, they're all part of the package when you hit a certain age. You've earned your preferences and your peace. But let's be honest, some of these ways might not be helping your love life. So are you stuck in a comfort zone that's keeping love at a distance? Or are you simply waiting for the right person to walk into your life? Today we're going to dive into how to tell the difference and what to do about it. If that sounds at all interesting or intriguing, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. Let's face it, if your go-to line is, well, that's just how I am, we might have a bit of a problem here. Yeah, we all love our routines, your favorite morning coffee spot, your exact Netflix lineup, even the way you fold your towels, because yes, there is a correct way. But if every potential partner has to navigate a maze of non-negotiables and rules just to connect with you, it's less of a relationship and more of a solo act with a guest star. Think of flexibility not as losing who you are, but as creating space for someone else to know the real you, without tripping over your rule book every 5 minutes. After all, love is a dance. It's not a solo number. Let's make this clear. Standards are good. Standards are necessary. But rigid preferences, not so much. Those can be more like red tape. For example, I want someone kind and emotionally available. That's a standard. That's great. But they have to love my dog, run 5:30 a.m. marathons, and have a PhD in sandwich making. Well, that's a lot to ask, isn't it? Here's a tip. Revisit that list of must-haves, and there should be 3 of them. 3, if we've spent any time at all together. Are these qualities truly non-negotiable or just nice-to-haves? Because sometimes love shows up wearing cargo shorts when you were expecting a tuxedo, and that can still sometimes be amazing. Ever find yourself saying, I've been doing it this way for years? Fair enough, but here's the thing. What if your way is the very thing holding you back? When we cling too tightly to how things have always been, we close ourselves off from learning and growing and even discovering new ways and new joys. And nearly everyone I interview about relationships tells me that they're hoping to find someone who's as committed to continued learning as they are. They know the tendencies that come with getting older, like digging our heels in, and they actively want a partner who prioritizes personal growth. Think about it this way. Relationships bloom when both people are willing to grow and evolve. Maybe your partner introduces you to a new way of cooking, a better way to plan vacations, or even an unexpected hobby that blows your mind in the best possible way. Unlearning isn't about losing anything, especially not yourself. It's about showing that you're open to new ideas and willing to embrace the adventure of life with someone else. Growth isn't just attractive, it's essential for keeping love alive all through the journey of a relationship. Independence is very attractive, don't get me wrong, but when it morphs into independent island syndrome, it can become a little isolating. And this doesn't just apply to your time or your routine. It includes your home base, your space. And that says a lot about how willing you are to let somebody into your life. Are you open to sharing? Are you ready to connect with your grandkids in the most fun and magical way possible, even if they live far away? Let me tell you about my newest obsession, Zoog. It's an amazing iOS app that makes storytelling an absolute blast. You record yourself reading children's books or singing kids' songs from their huge library, and Zoog creates magic, transforming it into an interactive experience. It's not just a recording. Zoog adds incredible face filters, props, sound effects, music, animated backgrounds. They just bring the whole story to life. Imagine making your grandkids laugh as you float in space, swim in the ocean, or show up as all 3 of the 3 little pigs. With Zoog, it's like you're starring in your own little Saturday morning kids show. And the best part? Zoog was designed with the help of grandparents, so it's super easy to use, so that you can focus on the fun, not the tech. Whether it's a classic like Sherlock Holmes or a fun song like 5 Little Monkeys, your stories will be unforgettable. And I'm thrilled to share with you that I've secured an exclusive 30% discount just for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below, and then the record button, obviously. Oh, and then the send button. You got to send it to the kids. Don't wait. Let the fun begin. Are you open to sharing, or does every inch of your living room scream, "This is mine"? I give you an example. I once had a significant other move in with an orange guitar amp. Yes, bright orange, thinking it would fit seamlessly into my carefully curated living room. Spoiler alert, it did not. My initial reaction, no, not happening. But the reality, relationships mean compromise. It's about creating a space that feels like ours, not just mine. So ask yourself, is your space a reflection of your independence, or is it a fortress? If someone moved in with their own quirks, like say a neon-colored amp, would there be room for it, or would it feel like an invasion? Relationships thrive when you make space, not just emotionally, but literally, for someone to be a part of your life. Here's the thing about accountability. It's not just about owning your role in past relationships or the past relationship challenges. Like maybe you've been quick to dismiss partners in the past because they didn't fit your ideal, what you've conjured as somebody perfect. Or maybe you've avoided difficult conversations in the past, just saying, well, that's just who I am, instead of leaning into something that would help you grow. These habits, they're comfortable, okay, but they're also walls that keep people out. The truth is, when we don't reflect on our own patterns, we miss opportunities to connect on a deeper level, to grow. And accountability isn't about beating yourself up either. It's about empowerment. By recognizing where your habits might be creating obstacles, you give yourself the chance to break free of those patterns and build something better, more meaningful. So being stuck in your ways often means clinging to old behaviors instead of choosing new growth. If you're willing to own your part and adapt, you're going to open doors to better, happier, and healthier relationships. At this point in life, we've all earned the right to be a little particular. But if you're scanning someone for flaws, like a TSA agent at the airport, you might miss the good stuff. Spoiler alert, love isn't about finding somebody who's flawless. It's about finding someone whose quirks you can tolerate, and if you're lucky, maybe even secretly adore. Sure, the toothpaste cap might mysteriously vanish every day, or their favorite chair could clash with your perfectly curated decor, but the plot twist is this. Those little imperfections could become the things you'd most miss. Real compatibility isn't about perfection. It's about laughing at each other's weirdness and realizing that the quirks you thought you couldn't stand might just be what makes them perfect for you. Love doesn't happen in spite of imperfection. It happens because of them. Dating later in life shouldn't feel like a job interview, just like dates. It should feel like an adventure. So be open to surprises, whether it's somebody who doesn't fit your type or a date idea that's like way outside your comfort zone. Because sometimes love shows up when you least expect it in a way you didn't anticipate. I'm not to say you're not looking. It's not going to just knock on your door. But loosen the reins on your routines. Try the restaurant you'd normally avoid, or say yes to the goofy mini golf date. Because love isn't meant to be predictable. It's meant to be fun, spontaneous, maybe even a little messy. Truth is, being set in your ways doesn't mean you can't find love. It just means you might need to make a little space for it. Relationships are about growing and compromising and discovering that somebody else's quirks can maybe be just as lovable as your own. So maybe the question isn't, am I too set in my ways? Maybe it's, am I willing to let someone into my world and my life and maybe even shake it up a bit? Because love isn't about finding someone who checks every box. It's about finding somebody who feels like home, even if they rearrange the furniture every once in a while. I hope you found this interesting or helpful. If you did, check out this episode on 7 habits here. And before you go, please give my mom the thumbs up. She's been working harder on this channel than most people work on their fitness goals in January. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button like you're turning up the heat on a freezing day, because baby, it's cold out there. Appreciate you being here, and until next time, have a good one.